Okay, today is still December the 27th, 2018. This video, I'm going to be talking about my living situation, right? Okay, so I live with my mother, but I moved out. Did I move out 2015 or 2016? I moved out 2016 and I stayed out till this year. So I stayed out 2 years. Yeah, because I actually did 2 leases. So I stayed out 2 years. I got humbled, had to move back in. It was not by choice because I always said I was not going to go back home. I feel like once you out, you got to stay out. You might struggle. You might go through some stuff, but once you leave the nest, it ain't no coming back. But I came back, and I'm going to say my mom welcomed me with open arms because she didn't put me out in the first place. I moved out on my own. So I've experienced the real world experience. And now that I've grown and I know what it is to have your own place, and I know how it is to live by yourself, and I know what you need when it comes to you staying by yourself. When I moved out, I moved a bed. Like, I only had bedroom furniture. I did not have pots, pans, forks, spoons, plates, bowls, living room furniture, TV, kitchen table, the thing to hold the dishes. Did I say cups? I ain't had none of that. I ain't have nothing. Like, I only had my bedroom furniture. And had my mom been nasty and like, you can't move this, like, I wouldn't have that. So I know it's a lot more to moving out than just having your room. It's having furniture. It's paying light bill, water bill, cable bill, internet, Wi-Fi, whatever. I didn't have to pay all that because when I moved out, I stayed on campus and everything was inclusive. So I paid one bill, but I was only paying for a room. And the first apartment I had was $315, and I was paying that a month for a room. Everything included water, lights, internet, cable. We had basic cable, but still, everything was included. And the second lease I had, it was $14, and that room was huge. Like, I had a king size bed in that room, a sofa. I had double closets. That room was huge. So, but in both of my places, I had roommates. So, I wish these cars would come on. I'm sorry, y'all. But in both of my places, I had roommates, so I've never had my own apartment, like, to myself. So, I know what it takes to stay by yourself. I know the things you need. Like, oh, yeah. Did I mention sofas? I think I mentioned living room furniture. I ain't had none of that. None of it. So, when my roommates moved out, I didn't have anything in the living room at all. Like, it was so embarrassing. The apartment, like, ain't nobody stay there. But hell, I was 19. Was I? Yeah, I was not. No, I was 18 when. No, I was 19. I was 19. But that was my living situation then. So I'm back staying with my mama, and my mama always had all that. That's why I didn't really realize like I needed it. But how I'm feeling now, I don't want an apartment. Like, I don't want to move out my mom's house and pay bills on something I'm not gonna own or something that's not gonna be mine. So I don't care how many people talk about me for staying with my mama. I don't care how long I gotta stay with my mama. Like, I'm staying with my mama till I got enough money to get me a house. Cause paying rent on something you ain't gonna never own, dead to me. Like, it's different if I'm paying rent and, I plan on moving somewhere, or I plan on doing something else, or I plan on, but no, I want a house. Like, even if I buy a house right now, that doesn't mean this is going to be my only house. That doesn't mean this is going to be the only place I ever stay at. I just feel like it's more power in owning. Like, the fact that I'm buying this house or I'm owning this house, at any point in the process, I can still sell it. Yeah, people gonna be like, well, what about the economy? Anyway, I still can sell the house at any point. Like, it's not like I'm tied to it. I'm tied to it, but I'm not tied to it. So if I don't want to sell it no more, I can sell the house, or I can rent it out. Either way, it's still mine, you know. So if I choose to rent out a house that I'm buying, that's on me. I better come up with a hell of a contract, but that's on me. So that's how I feel about that, honestly. But I'm not moving out my mama's house just to move into an apartment. Not no 2-bedroom apartment, not no 3-bedroom. No, I'm not moving out my mama's house to stay in an apartment. I'm gonna move out my mama's house to stay in a house. And if any male I talk to got a problem with that, move me out. Oh, okay. Thought so. Like, stuff ain't even that serious to me no more. Because I feel like if you a man and me and you talking and you got a problem with me staying with my mom, move me out. Because I'm trying to get a house. I'm not trying to pay bills and something I'm not going to own. I'm not trying to overpay on an apartment that has been around since the 90s and they still charging $500 for it. They ain't fixed nothing in it. This the original stove. Man, we don't know what's in here. We don't know what, you know, what's in the walls. We don't know none of that. So this the original stuff. I'm paying $500-$600 for an apartment that was built in the 90s, when I could pay $500 or $600 for a house that was built in the 90s and it has been renovated, it has been touched up, it has been taken care of because somebody stayed there the whole time. They might have just ain't stayed there like the last 3 years, but other than that, somebody was staying there, so they kept it up. They cared about it. When people stay in apartments, they know apartments are temporary. So especially where I stay, we're a college town, so they finna dog these apartments out. They might change the carpet and paint the walls, but just because you paint over something don't mean, or paint or plug the walls, you know, the way you can put the sheetrock stuff, but just because you doing that don't mean you actually renovated or did something. Like, they fix things here and there, but that's still the real stove. Like, that stove still got a little nozzle. You might got a gas stove. Like, no, what? No, I'm not paying $6, $7. Hell, I ain't paying $5 for it. Not when I can pay for a house. Oh, and you finna pay the same bills that you paying in the house, and sometimes stuff cheaper when you in a house. Like, yeah, you got taxes at the end of the year, but you got all year to save for them taxes. They gonna come every year. But sometimes some of the stuff be cheaper. And a house is more secure than an apartment. And then you get you a house in the right location, you ain't got no neighbors. And if you do, it's probably a half a mile to a whole mile in between y'all. Like, it ain't like you taking a dump and your neighbor can smell it. I don't like houses that close together. I don't care how big they are. I don't care how pretty they are. I don't want to stay that close to nobody. And if we gonna stay that close, we might as well stay in the projects, and you might as well be upstairs with heavy feet. Like, I don't want to stay that close to nobody. Anyway, this is the end of this video.